All right, guys, I've got another great collection of highly discounted fragrances for you today, and some rare fragrances that are not easily found, some discontinued gems that I wanted to talk to you about that are also highly discounted. And this is another video that I've been doing recently with some rare finds, and as I said, highly discounted fragrances that I recommend for you guys to check out. So everything should be tagged within the video as I'm talking about it, and if you're in the market for them, take advantage of these because they don't last too long. Some do, and I'm going to talk about a few that have been lingering on that I spoke about a few weeks ago that I think that are worth it because there's some bottle size changes and things like that, but there are some rare fragrances that I haven't seen at the discounters. For example, the Mugler collection of Les Exceptions collection. This is their higher end collection of fragrances that launched around the middle of maybe early to mid 2010s. That's really difficult to find. I think the most popular from that collection is Over the Musk, and people keep coming to me and asking me where they can find it, and I don't know where to find it. I don't know what Mugler has done with this collection, but there's two that are selling right now that I have actually reviewed. I believe one for sure, and maybe I've spoken about another one, but maybe I've also gotten a review of it. So those are these fragrances right here. So we've got Woodissime, or Woodissime, I don't know if that's how you say it, and Hot Cologne. So remember, Mugler has a fragrance called Cologne. That's a very popular fragrance from their signature line. This is Hot Cologne, and it's part of their Les Exceptions collection. Let's talk about Woodissime or Woodissime first. So it's a woody fragrance that's fruity. It has osmanthus as a note. From what I remember doing the review like almost 10 years ago. If you don't know what osmanthus is a flower. It's a flower that's consumed and used in teas in China. So it has not only a fruity side, like stone fruit, and also goes leathery. So this is kind of a woody, fruity, stone fruit, amber leather kind of a fragrance. So it's currently $105 for a 80 milliliter bottle. That's the price for this. These are how these fragrances came. And these were also always refillable, but they never sold refills for these. I don't know. And I don't know what happened. I think the changes happened because Clarins Group owned Mugler, and also they owned Azzaro. Like 2019, 2020, they passed them on. They sold it off to L'Oreal. And I don't know what L'Oreal has done because they disappeared for a while, and all of a sudden I found Over the Musk on the Mugler website, which is the most popular. Then it was gone again, and I can't find them. And these do appear once in a while, but take advantage of them if you are fans. If you like woody, fruity, spicy, leathery offerings, this is 80 ml for $105. This is not a tester. And again, I don't know what the status is. I felt like it was discontinued, but it was brought back. Maybe they sell in certain markets. I don't know. Maybe they sell in Europe too. I don't know. I haven't seen them there. But take advantage of that if you are in the market for something like that. I haven't seen them anywhere. The next one, same collection, is Hot Cologne, as I was mentioning. And I believe I do have a full review of this one as well. This is a cologne style fragrance. It's called Hot Cologne because there are warm notes in it. And I think that's the deal. I love the name. It's a fun, catchy name. And this is selling for 80 ml, $125. So it's $20 more than the Woodissime. But this collection sold for around $250 approximately, suggested retail. So this is a pretty good deal for fragrances that are not easily found. And Hot Cologne is basically, think about Mugler cologne. It's different formula. It's not smelling the same. I don't think this is created by Alberto Morillas, who created the original, but it's in the same style. It's very citrusy, soapy, clean, aromatic, spicy, fresh, juicy citruses, but they've also thrown in the warm note of coffee. So you've got that contrast coming in, and it's more coffee beans rather than liquid drip coffee, but it's a nice contrast to warm up a mostly fresh, invigorating fragrance. So it does have those soapy qualities for sure. That's the kind of fragrance it is because these citrusy, I didn't mention the citrus floral notes, which is also prominent here. Those kind of fragrances do tend to go soapy. So that's Hot Cologne. Check that out. Again, I'm not sure what the status on these are. I haven't seen them anywhere. I don't see them when I'm traveling. So they might be made for a special market that I haven't found that. For a while, I heard that they were relaunching in China, just like L'Oreal launched a lot of Atelier Cologne fragrances, but I didn't see them there, and I didn't look for them, but I also didn't run across them, whereas I did find the Atelier Cologne fragrances in China. So those are the two fragrances that I'm mentioning first. It's the Mugler Les Exceptions collections, Woodissime and Hot Cologne. I've got them tagged here. This next one is a pretty rare find. This is a Serge Lutens fragrance, but one of their freshies, and I actually have a full review of this on the channel if you want to find out more about it. This is L'EAU D'ARMOISE. It's a 100 ml bottle for $40. So this is a freshie, so it's not super intense, but it is also discontinued because I went to the USA Serge Lutens website, it doesn't come up on it. I went to the EU Serge Lutens website, it doesn't come up on it, so most likely it's discontinued. So it's 100 ml for $40. So it's also absinthe. So this is maybe a bit of an acquired taste. I absolutely love this green herbal aromatic spicy note. Oh, it smells great. Very, very nice. The Armoire. To me, it smells, there's this, when I go to Monterey area, to Pebble Beach along the coast, there's this plant growing that is kind of piney, but also a little licoricey. It's herbal, kind of smells like that. And I think that's what the Armoire note is. But I think that they make absinthe, or it's got the note of absinthe here, but I think they are kind of related, and that's why they're calling it L'EAU D'ARMOISE. So it's low, meaning it's watery. It's not like a beastly fragrance, so it's meant to be worn fresh, warm days and things like that. But this is a great price, I think. 100 ml for this for $40 is a really, really awesome price. So take advantage of that one before that runs out. I know a lot of Serge Lutens fragrances are moving around in different collections, like Musk Kublicon, Fianagi, and fragrances like that have moved from the tall, thin black bottles to the bell jars, which are going to be not even easily distributed anymore, so they won't end up at the discounters. So anytime you run across any fragrances like that, definitely take advantage of the fragrances. I'm going to move on to the House of Electimus London next. And this is Patchouli of the Underworld, 100 ml for $120. So it's a pretty darn good price for this, especially for the fact that the presentation for these fragrances are so heavy duty. Big boxes, really heavy bottles. And this is a patchouli focused fragrance. It's one of the two that launched together. There's Persephone's Patchouli, which is more of a green, more of the kind of patchouli I like. But this is, on the other side, a completely different take on patchouli, more animalic, more Middle Eastern, leathery, spicy. Yeah, definitely the idea of Middle Eastern comes to mind. I pick up saffron, I pick up leather, and there's an animalic undertone, but I feel like it's called Patchouli of the Underworld, which is, aptly named. But I think the patchouli is nicely balanced with a lot of other notes that are competing with it. So whereas Persephone's Patchouli, the other one they have, is the patchouli is the star. Here, it's on stage with a lot of other competing notes. Leather for sure, saffron for sure. There's woods and amber, and you can pick up the patchouli in there as well. So that's $120. Really great price for that. So that's a Patchouli of the Underworld from Electimus London. Check that out. Find out what you think about it. It's a great price, and I don't know how long these prices can stay that way. But these two next fragrances are from the house of Acqua di Parma. And these are really, really discounted, really discounted. So Acqua di Parma's Colonia Club, which is this right here, 100 ml for $45 tester. So this is a tester. I have not spoken about a tester yet in this video, but this is a tester, 100 ml for $45. You can also get the 180 ml for $62. So great price on that. So it's basically capitalizing on the success of the original Colonia and taking it into a bit of a green, aromatic, spicy direction. $45 for 100. I mean, use it in the summertime. Don't use this in the wintertime, because this is an eau de cologne. Yep, it says eau de cologne on the bottom. So it's going to be super fresh and very light wearing. But the normal price for this, it's 100 ml for $233. So it's so expensive for that. And this is the time I would buy things like this, highly discounted and tester. You don't get the nice the sleeve that the bottles come in, the kind of sleeves that they use, smaller versions of these. but you don't need that. You just want the fragrance because it's so discounted. It doesn't matter. You carry the bottle with you, you spritz it on, and you know, smell fresh. But this is kind of green. I think it has some of the notes of the original Colonia, which I'm going to get to here in a minute. But it's taken it into a, you know, spicy, green, aromatic, woody direction. So it doesn't smell like it at all, but it's kind of like an offspring of Colonia, the original Colonia, which is one of the earlier niche fragrances from an Italian house. So the brand is now under LVMH, by the way, Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. They've been with them for a while. But let's move on to the actual Colonia. This one seems to be a little bit more expensive. I don't know why, but I found a tester of this in the 180 ml for $78. So it is a bit more expensive than the $62 for 180 ml of the Colonia Club. But this is the kind of like the Mugler Cologne idea, but more barbershop-y leaning, because it does have a bit of that barbershop-y smell and very signature. So it's quite citrusy. There's citrus flowers, there's aromatic notes and spices, and a bit fougere vibe. So great fragrance. I need to get a new bottle myself. As you can see, it's quite low for me. I might just take advantage of it. There's a soapy quality about this as well, and that's where it takes on the characteristic of shaving soap, things like that. And I think originally it launched as a barbershop. It was like in a barbershop, I believe, and I've never been to it. I need to go. It's in I think it's in the city of Parma, Acqua di Parma. Anyway, it's a great classic, and once again, very fresh. Wear it when it's warm outside or something you need to give you that kind of boost of freshness, the invigorating freshness that these kind of fragrances provide. So, as I said, normally 100 ml for the Colonia, just like the Colonia Club, is $233, but right now there's a 180 ml of the Colonia for $78. So that's really great savings on that. So up next, I'm talking about a designer fragrance that I actually enjoyed from last year. This is Metallic Musk from VIKTOR and ROLF. It's the SPICEBOMB Metallic Musk, I should say. I like this flanker. I like it more than other flankers that they've done. I mean, I enjoy the original and the extreme, and I think it pretty much stops there. I don't care for the leather is okay too, but the one in the green bottle and the red bottle, I don't care for much. But this is actually quite metallic and musky, as the name says. And right now there's a tester for $86. So it's a 90 ml bottle. Maybe that's not the best price, but it is a good price because when Macy's puts these on sale for 15% off, it's definitely not $86 because, again, normal price for this is $155. But as a tester, it's $86 for 90 ml. And the other thing with VIKTOR and ROLF fragrances, I don't see them. I always go look. The original SPICEBOMB and the SPICEBOMB Extreme, they never go down really low. So same thing with fragrances like this, unless you get stackable discounts at some retailers, and maybe it might go lower than this price. But I think this is a great price because I paid full retail for this at $155. And I quite like it. It's the original DNA, taking it into a metallic musk direction. So it's kind of a clash of warm spices and the tobacco with kind of cooler, metallic, sharp notes like aldehydes and musks and things like that. I think it's a great flanker. Definitely one of the best from the house. In fact, I enjoy it more than the leather that came out previous to this, and I forgot the name of the leather. But I enjoy the original, the extreme, the leather, and this. But this would be my third favorite, and leather followed. But I don't care for the green one and the red one, unfortunately. Let's move on to Xerjoff. Next, it's not Acqua. What am I saying? Xerjoff's Erba Gold, 100 ml, 160 for a tester. Normally, it's 100 ml for $360, so you're saving about $200. But when it's a tester, just keep in mind, these are not full presentation. These are the bottles themselves, and sometimes, not all the time, sometimes they don't come with a cap. So just be warned when you're doing that. But I've got everything tagged as I'm talking about them, so if you're in the market for these, take advantage. Erba Gold is basically a flanker of Erba Pura, which is probably the most popular Xerjoff fragrance next to Naxos. It's somewhat similar, but a bit more pulpy, fruity, I think. I think the fruits are a bit more forward, but behind those fruits, the pulpy kind of creamy fruits, there's the DNA of the original Erba Pura. But again, Erba Pura, Erba Gold, not my all-time favorite Xerjoffs, but I felt like this was a great deal to let you guys know about. So I'm letting you guys know about it. Let me know if you're a fan of Erba Gold. What are your thoughts? I have to say, it's pretty strong. It's an intense fragrance, so it's long-lasting, especially the Xerjoffs are known for that. Not all, most, but not all. Like Apollonia is also very close to the skin. I'm not talking about that today, but honestly, Erba Gold is super strong. It's super fruity, pulpy, woody, spicy, amber. So that's Erba Gold. Now, this next one, I actually found it a great deal on it, and I looked it up, and I can't get this product to come up on the Frederic Malle website. This is one of my favorite Frederic Malles. It's L'EAU Mediterranee, and I only have a little bit left. And again, I searched online on Google, and the Frederic Malle website comes up with the product, and as soon as I click on it, it loads it up, and then it moves on to another product. So something's wrong. Is it discontinued? I have no idea. It'd be a sad day if it is, because this is, like I said, one of my favorites. And it's one of the marine fragrances that got me to enjoy marine fragrances, because this is a marine offering with a gorgeous, creamy white floral lily note in here. So awesome. L'EAU Mediterranee, created by Edouard Flechier. So I think Edouard Flechier created Poison, the original Poison, but this is so good. So awesome. The lilies in here has a kind of a bit of a warm, spicy effect, like cloves or like carnation in it. I absolutely love this, and I highly recommend it. Again, 100 ml for $185 for the tester. And as I was saying, I can't find this. I cannot find it on the Frederic Malle website. I just don't know why. Maybe they're temporarily out of stock. I don't know. I don't really know. But this stuff is so good. Really awesome. To me, it smells like an amped up take on their other fragrance called Oudh Magnolia. But there might even be Magnolia here, because the white floral notes in this is super creamy. It's so good. I definitely need a backup of this, because like I said, I'm nearing the bottom. Let me know if you're a fan of that one, and do you recommend it? And again, that's one of the fragrances that got me to enjoy marine fragrances, because it is like a bed of lilies growing against the sea. So there's a sea breezy effect, but a bit more like algae, marine notes, and things like that. Thankfully, it's not cologne, which will be nauseating, but for a marine fragrance, this is super awesome against the lilies note. Next, it's Tiziana Terenzi's Nero Oudh. Nero Oudh right here. This is a fragrance that's exclusive. It was at one time an exclusive fragrance for Selfridges, and when I was at Selfridges for the first time in 2019, I bought a bottle there. Then it got its worldwide release. So a tester of this is $94 right now, and normally it's 100 ml for $395. I think this is a super duper heavy duty bottle. Once again, just like the Electimus, especially the cap is so heavy, because when you compare the two, this is lighter. The main bottle is lighter than the cap, but overall the whole thing is very heavy duty, and the bottle itself is a matte finish. And this is, to me, a westernized oud with a slight funk and an overdose of cypriol. I feel like there's a lot of cypriol here. This kind of a earthy, woody note that's, to me, kind of like a fusion of patchouli and vetiver together, and some other woods mixed in. And it provides a booziness. Like cypriol is also in Frederic Malle's Promise, which doesn't have any boozy notes. It's in there with the apples and the rose, and it creates a boozy, kind of a barrel-aged effect. This one kind of has that, especially with the cypriol note. So it's more simplistic, maybe a bit more similar to something like Oud Wood from Tom Ford, but super intense, beast mode, because it's super potent and concentrated, because it's an extrait de parfum. But I recommend this one as a entry-level oud fragrance that's maybe slightly funk, with a little bit of funk. So that is 100 ml 94 for a tester. Just keep in mind, Tiziana Terenzi's presentation is so over-the-top intense. You don't need it. It's so much materials to send a bottle in. And since you're just buying a tester for $94, it's less than a designer fragrance, and it's also much more longer lasting. So I think I recommend you get this one as a tester rather than full presentation, which is almost $400 for 100 ml. So I'm going to talk about the 3 fragrances that I spoke about in another video. Remember, the Dior Privé collection fragrances have all gone from 250 ml bottle to 200, 125 ml bottle to 100 ml. So I still see some out there. Some of them did sell out, but I do see some out there. First of which is the DIOR Riviera. I know that these are not the best fragrances. People don't love them as much. But if you were on the fence and you thought it was too expensive, because it's also highly discounted. So DIOR Riviera is Francis Kurkdjian's first Dior Privé collection fragrance after he took over the creative director role there. It's a fruity fig green fragrance with rose. And again, there's no longer 250 ml bottles. They are now 200 ml. So they have 250 ml bottles online. It's $365. And normally the 200 mLs now, since they've downsized the bottles, are $465. So you're getting 250 ml for $365 versus the 200 ml. If you went to their store now, buy it for $465. So you're buying it for $100 less. It's $365, plus you're getting 50 ml more juice as well. So that's DIOR Riviera. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. It's not like a wow fragrance from Francis, but I enjoy this one. It's, like I said, green, fruity, fresh, bit bitter, floral, juicy. I think it's a perfect fig fragrance for the summertime, especially at the deal. And this is not a tester. This is a full presentation, so you will get this. But like I said, if you go to the store now, you can't get a 250 ml bottle. You can only get a 200 ml bottle. So if you were on the fence, take advantage of that deal now, because otherwise, very soon, once 250 ml bottles run out, it's not going to be available anymore. So then we're going to talk about the second fragrance he did for the Dior Privé collection after he came on board as the creative director. And this time it's New Look. New Look is actually cheaper than DIOR Riviera. A 250 ml bottle is $285 versus the 250 ml bottle of DIOR Riviera being $365. So normally if you buy this in the store now, it's $465, but you're getting a 200 ml, not a 250 ml. This one, maybe it's a bit more of an acquired taste because it's aldehydes and incense. That's why it's a bit less. But if you like the idea of incense and aldehydes, check this one out. 250 ml for $285 is a great price, I think. Super duper price for this. You get a lot of juice for under $300. And normally, you've got the 50 ml of, I didn't mention also, for DIOR Riviera and New Look, they sell a 50 ml for $220. 100 ml now is $330. Normally it was 125 ml. And then 200 ml is $465. So you can get 3 sizes for this. If you went to the 50 ml, so it's a little cheaper, but it's just 50 ml. But if you went to the 100 ml, it's $330 for this in 100 ml. But here is a 250 ml for $285. Again, it's incense and spices like pepper and aldehydes. So it's a very distinct smell, you know, it's aldehydic, but it's super intensified with the peppery notes and the incense note. So those are all available. And I do want to say the Cologne Blanche, which I don't have on my hand, is also an online exclusive, which only comes in 100 ml or a 200 ml. They have it online for 125 ml, the original version for $170. So that is also a great deal, I think, for the Cologne Blanche, because for a while I was told it was discontinued. Then I did the original video and featured it, and someone says that I never thought it was discontinued. Then I asked my sales associate at Saks in New York. He said they thought about discontinuing it, but they decided to do an online exclusive. So Cologne Blanche is an online exclusive along with Eau Noire. Eau Noire is gone. I think I can't find it anymore, but the Cologne Blanche is still available, 125 ml for $170. And online, the 125 ml is no longer at the Dior boutique. It's only 100 ml for $330 or 200 ml for $465. So 2 more fragrances and we're going to be wrapping it up here. Oudh Voyager, the most recent offering from Tom Ford, one of the most recent offerings. There is an online discounted offering for 100 ml. This is a 50 ml for $299 as a tester. And normally it's $445 for full presentation. So tester will not come with the box, and it's normally double the size of that because this is a 50 ml. Well, what is this fragrance all about? To me, it's a more recent Oudh combo, Oudh fragrance from Tom Ford. And I always thought this was rose, but when I looked up the notes, apparently it's peony. And of course, peony and rose do have similarities. Not quite, but there are some. And basically, it smells a bit like rose, and I feel like there's also geranium here. So they brought out a rosiness, but it's not like super duper rosy, but I would, you know, categorize this in the group of oud rose fragrances. So it's basically that. Mass market oud fragrance. I think there's 3 perfumers behind it. Dominic Ropion, Carlos Benayem, and another perfumer is also part of this. But again, it's a tester for $2.99 for the 100 ml. I think it's a pretty good discount. And these discounts don't last, so take advantage. And the last fragrance, I'm going to talk to you guys about it. It's discontinued fragrance, and I've stored my bottle away, so I don't have it here. I do have a bottle, thankfully. It's Tom Ford's Violet Blonde. Violet Blonde has been discontinued for a long time, but they have some online for 100 ml $370. I know it's not that good of a deal, but because it's discontinued and not easy to find, it's available for that price. The one I'm really looking for is Sahara Noir. I wish I can get my hands on a bottle of Sahara Noir. I had one when it first launched, but I don't have one now. And since I'm a collector, I definitely want a bottle of that. Hopefully they'll bring it back. But Violet Blonde is also great. It's violet, ambery, woody, spicy. It's too bad I don't have my bottle here to show you, but you can search my channel. I've spoken about it in various videos. So that's all I have for you guys today. These are some really awesome deals. Take advantage of them before they run out. And thanks so much for watching today's video. Stay tuned for a really long-form deep dive video tomorrow. I've got a great one for you. So stick around for that. And I've got some announcements in that same video as well. But if you have any questions or comments today, do let me know. Add a comment below. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Click the bell icon. Like this video and share it so it'll get out to a lot more people that are searching for videos like this. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.